All right, Perfume Mafia, how's it going? Today I have a very fun collaboration with Scentatar Fragrance. My friend Ben, he has an amazing channel. If you have not checked it out, please check it out. He does literally everything. He has the best tips. He does fragrance history. He does very unknown niche fragrance brands. So if you're looking for something completely different so you won't smell like anyone else, check out his channel. But fragrance buying tips, and my experience and his experience, whenever we go shopping, we always rely on these tips to get the best deals, to get the best steals, to get the best scents. So welcome to my channel again. I know I have new subscribers. Welcome to my Perfume Mafia. Vallivon the Perfume Don. If you like fragrance, if you like smelling good, go ahead, hit subscribe, like, share this with someone else that really likes fragrance so you guys can join in the conversation. I love to respond to every single comment, and to also move the conversation to my Instagram page where it's Vallivon the Perfume Don, and I'll link all of that information, including my friend's channel below. So let's go ahead, let's get into it. Let's get into it, girl. The first fragrance tip that I have for you is to research, please. And I know this actually goes against what a lot of people, including myself, do, which is blind buying. But even in blind buying, I do a little bit of research. When I see a fragrance, it's a good deal, it's in a discount spot, I may be familiar with the brand, but I've never heard of that fragrance. So I'll go online and I'll research different things about it, as much information as I can find. If it's a discontinued scent or a very old one, sometimes you don't find a lot, but try to do as much research as you can so you don't end up with a complete dud. Because I know in a lot of discount spots, it's such a great deal to where if you open it and spray it even just a little bit and remove that, what's it called, the cellophane wrapping, then they won't return it. So you're kind of like stuck with this fragrance. So research. The second one is to look for recommendations and take recommendations. So if you're a part of, and judging by you looking at this video, you're probably a part of a fragrance community, either mine or someone else's, on a different platform or on YouTube. Look through those comments and look for recommendations from other people and ask for recommendations. Like, hey, what are some scents that you like? X, Y, and Z. Whatever you're looking for, look for those recommendations so you're just a more informed shopper. The third one is to get related scents. So if you already have a scent, if this isn't what your first fragrance that you're buying, if you already have a favorite scent, say if your favorite scent ever is Prada Candy, then look for it online. Okay, what smells similar? What are other very sweet caramel scents? Something that's similar in that same family, so you can get something that's like in the ballpark of what you already like. So absolutely look for something that's related. And that, it doesn't have to necessarily be an exact dupe, but just some related things. Maybe like some related notes that you really like that stand out in the fragrance. Something that's related. The next thing is like the revenue. How much are you spending on this fragrance? And that's kind of like if you buy a pair of jeans, it's cost per wear or cost per spray. If you're getting a scent that is just for, let's say, just for like a holiday party. I know there's a lot of holiday parties. You're like, oh, I need something to go out for like holiday parties. If you don't usually go out, if you're not really a clubber, don't spend a lot on that scent. Just get you a cute little scent from like, I don't know, a lot of these stores actually have perfume now, like Forever 21, or if you want to go into Express, those places, maybe spend that kind of a money versus if you want something to wear every day, you know you're going to get your money's worth, you know you're going to go through it, it's going to have great staying power, then you want to spend a little bit more. So how much are you spending? Take that into account and think about that when you're buying your fragrance. And the next one that I want to share with you is that you have to absolutely look at ratings. Look at the ratings of the fragrance, because a lot of people online, they don't have any incentive to lie. So look at, like, I think, was it Fragrantica? They always have really truthful ratings. Or if it's still sold in stores, go on Ulta, go on Sephora.com, see what people are rating it. And then they even sometimes give a breakdown with like, lasting power, performance, is it good for daytime, nighttime, that kind of thing. So look how people rate these scents. And those are my 5 tips. And if you guys have any more tips, please leave them down below. I'm still learning, and I know that all of my Perfume Mafia would be so grateful to you guys. So that is my video, and I will swing it to Scentatar.
with this topic, I feel some people might assume that this is just for people who are getting into fragrance, but these tips are kind of universal, and I think they can apply to just about anybody. If you have 10 fragrances, you're buying your first fragrance, you just stumbled across my video, maybe you have 100 fragrances, maybe you have 500 fragrances. I think this video still might be able to help you, and I would love your conversation. I would love to see your comments. Where are you in your fragrance journey? Where are you at? How are you doing? What do you think about my list? And what kind of fragrances are you looking forward to trying or buying? What fragrances do you love? Because there's so much out there. It seems like it's a never-ending ocean of fragrances. And I've been in the game, and I've been smelling and trying, sampling, sharing. And there's still so much out there I know I haven't tried, and so much stuff I still have I don't even know exists yet. So let's jump into this list. The first one, of course, is test before you buy. Now, it'll be our little secret, but of course, a lot of us in the fragrance community blind buy. It's going to happen. You get excited, you find a good deal, you begin to, look at the notes, and you say, those might be for me. I might like this fragrance. You read the detail in the description and how they word it, and it sounds like a magical fragrance, and you might just blind buy it. But it's always good to err on the side of caution if possible. I'm not saying you can't blind buy or never blind buy. I'm just saying that it's good to sample first. Now, that's my first tip is, sample, test it before you buy it, give it a test drive. One of those biggest things is putting the fragrance on your skin with this first tip, with sampling and trying. So many times people just spray it in the air. All these things will give you an idea how it smells when you spray it on paper. Sometimes it can smell like the fragrance. Sometimes it can actually be different. But when you really put it on your skin, your individual skin chemistry, I don't think it's a major factor that it's going to completely change the fragrance. Maybe if you have really dirty skin, of course, be clean, and I share soaps and natural products and things too that can help you with that. But your skin, who you are, is going to change the fragrance a little bit, just a little bit, and tweak the fragrance, and you're really going to see how that fragrance reacts on skin. Trust me, some fragrances really do change. Once they touch skin, they smell completely different, and they tell a different story. No matter whose skin it touches, and your own skin, it's just going to add a little bit of a twist and change that fragrance just a little bit, I think. Let me know if you have thoughts on that down in the comment section below, too. But, of course, test before you buy. Get a sample if you can. And that's my second tip. Get a sample. No matter if you're buying them online, I'm not as fortunate as to live near a boutique in a big city with lots of fancy malls and, airports with no tax, zones, big markets, bazaars, and those kinds of things. I'm not fortunate enough to do that, but whenever I go to the mall, whenever I travel, I, of course, try to go to those places and, of course, apply the first tip, which is just try everything you can that's available to you. If you're new to fragrance, just go to the mall, smell everything, get an experience, bring some coffee beans with you. But number two is just get samples. Now, if you're trying things at your mall, at your boutique, no matter where you are, and something stands out to you, or maybe it's just really interesting and you don't understand the fragrance, ask them if they'll make you a sample. In my experience recently, malls aren't really carrying pre-made samples as much. I don't know why that is, but they actually do have like little sample vials, and the clerk, the person at the counter is going to make you a sample of that fragrance, about a 1 ml or 2 ml. So you can really test it out and wear it. If you chat them up, if you show genuine interest in the fragrance, most of the time they don't turn me away. Because, of course, they want to sell that fragrance, and you just say you need a little time, you want to test it, you want to try it, and of course you're being genuine. You're not trying to get handouts. So get samples as much as you can. Some places do offer free samples, but you do have to pay shipping. Zaharoff is one of those, and there's a couple new indie brands. Or just upcoming niche brands that if you just pay the shipping, you'll get your free samples. So that's not too bad of a deal. And some of them do have where you buy the discovery set. And if you decide to buy a bottle, you'll essentially get a discount for that cost of the discovery set. So you'll essentially get your money back once you buy a bottle. So that's a nice kind of security policy for them, and also you do get a little bit of that discount. So that's always a really nice thing. So the next one is get a deal. Of course, in the fragrance community, we always look to get a good deal. You know, I'm not going to say one place to buy a fragrance or one place to buy something is good or bad. But, of course, it's always good to save some money, get a deal. Going to your local mall, you're not going to get a great price. You all probably already know that. If you go to your big boutiques, they're going to have exclusive fragrances. They usually don't have big sales. But sometimes if you go online, or sometimes even at those really big luxury high-end name stores like Neiman Marcus and Barney's, sometimes they have, you know, spend a couple $100 and you'll get 50 back. Those kinds of things, they'll have special promotional sales. So always be on the lookout for a special sale. And of course, everybody just about in the fragrance community knows about the gray market. Now, some people are still skeptical about the gray market. It's not a shady place. It's just, you know, it's required by law that, you know, a fragrance brand or a house usually has to liquidate stock after so much of time. They don't want to keep the stock in inventory. It's business. It's a liability. It costs them room in their warehouse. It costs them money over time. So they got to just move the inventory. Maybe they're a company like a lot of these car companies, and they don't actually sell their own fragrances, and they work with distributors. And the distributors, of course, got to be very wary of their inventory space and all those kinds of things as well. So in the gray market, there are reputable, there are trustworthy places. Most of my fragrances have come, you know, from FragranceNet. I have started buying from Fragrance by CA whenever they have a sale. They have slightly better prices. They have a little bit more exclusive fragrances. You know, some of the more affordable fragrances that are kind of harder to get, they have a great selection. But no doubt about it, FragranceNet has started to have more niche. If you're interested, you can sometimes get amazing values for money if you know what you're looking for, and definitely, you know, hunting for a deal. Always look at the new arrivals. Type in FragranceNet what you're looking for, and you might be amazed at the kind of price you can get for some of these high-end niche brands that are just being liquidated from one place or another. So get a deal, save some money, and you're probably going to just buy another fragrance with it. So essentially, BOGO, buy one, get one, right? Okay, the next one is learn your taste. This is just an interesting topic as well. So as you begin to buy fragrances and wear fragrances, you might begin to learn that you like certain notes. Maybe you like a certain style. Maybe you're a really big fan of a certain brand. Maybe a certain perfumer. Over time, you might begin to learn what kind of taste you have, be able to look at the notes of a fragrance, look at the style of the brand, and make more educated blind buys, essentially. But blind buys, of course, aren't the safest way to go. I wouldn't say it's not smart, but over time you get better at blind buying. You have less misses and you have more, you know, hits. You make more bullseye. You make better decisions. You know, in my experience now, for every 5 fragrances I blind buy, you know, I might have one miss. And you can just resell it. But for some people, that's a big loss they don't want to take. Maybe you don't feel secure and safe enough at that point. Just learn your taste. You know, learn what kind of fragrances you like. You know, what kind of styles you like. You know, there's different families of fragrances. There's fougères, there's chypres. There's fragrances that focus on, you know, woody notes or florals, those kinds of things. Learn about the composition of fragrances. Dive in, if you're a big fragrance head, dive into, you know, what makes a fragrance, what makes it sparkle, what makes it have a certain style, a certain feeling. Is it light? Is it somewhere in the middle? Is it a heavy fragrance? What's going into the fragrance, and you know, essentially what made the fragrance work or not work. So always a fascinating thing. And with this 4th tip of learning your taste, another great way to learn your taste is to buy some essential oils. Buy a discovery set of essential oils. They're great for aromatherapy to diffuse in your house anyways, but then you can begin to learn what the original notes smell like. If you've ever, been around certain notes and you've heard of them, maybe you saw them in one of your fragrances, but you've never smelled the real thing before. Frankincense, myrrh, lemongrass, maybe you've never smelled real geranium, all kinds of things like that. You can buy the oil, the essential oil of it, and experience that for yourself. Maybe you've never smelled lavender. I don't know, some of y'all out there. Anyways, the next one is expand your collection. Now, y'all probably don't need me to tell y'all that. Some of y'all actually might need to slow down. But of course, it's all what you want. It's all, if you're being, wise with your finances and, with your life, and you have things under control. Some people can afford 500, 1,000 bottles. But just expand your collection, kind of connected to learn with your taste. Maybe just look at your collection and see what kind of season. I like seasons. I talk about seasons a lot on my channel. What fits a certain temperature outside with the sun, with how the fragrance is going to last and project. Sometimes I look at my collection and I say I have a hard time finding a good aquatic I like, something light and fresh. Maybe I need a new summer fragrance. Maybe you can look at your collection and say, you liked Bleu de Chanel and Sauvage and a lot of other good fragrances that are highly versatile. Maybe I need a good spring fragrance, something that's a little bit fresher, a little bit interesting, has a little twang, maybe something a little bit green to it. Might look at your collection and say, I don't have a lot of things that stand up to the cold, things that are strong enough for the winter. Maybe I need to look into some deeper, darker, woodier fragrances or tobacco fragrances, or if you're ready and if you like it, maybe dive into oud a little bit. So just expand your collection. Try out new fragrances, different styles. Don't do the same old. And I'm not saying anything against designer fragrances. Designer fragrances have their time and place. They're highly versatile. They're designed to get compliments. They invest a lot of money into peer groups, investigating, getting people to test and try, getting a lot of feedback with their fragrances. Nothing is wrong with designer fragrances. And even with your expanding your collection, there's a lot of designer flankers out there. There's a lot of forgotten hidden gems. There's a lot of, kind of those cheapies out there that people have just forgotten about that are so good. Like one of them, of course, is Davidoff Zeno. If you like patchouli, if you like dark woods, if you're an Encre Noir type of guy, Davidoff Zeno does not deserve to be forgotten. So check out good fragrances out there like that. There's a lot of good ones, from the past, from the, in here, in the current times and upcoming in the future. There's going to be so much to explore. Hope that you enjoyed this list. I hope I wasn't too worried. Wear what you love. Hopefully my list helped you today. If you ever have any questions or any thoughts and commentary, please put them down below. Of course, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share the video, and I'll see y'all next time, my friends. I really do appreciate you. Have a fantastic weekend, and bye.
Okay, clearly this was recorded at a different time, but I also want to introduce you guys to Solano. Please subscribe to his YouTube channel. He is so knowledgeable in fragrances. He has the best personality. He is so cool. You have to follow him on Instagram. He makes me laugh literally daily. He is hilarious. New Yorker. He's got that New York cool East Coast vibe, and he knows so much about fragrance. He knows the best fragrance tips, which is another reason why I tapped him to be a part of this video, this collaboration. His information will be listed below in the product description, video description. I always say product description. I am a copywriter. So I will catch you guys next time. Make sure you keep watching. All right? Peace.
What is going on, my people? You know who it is. And if you don't, you're about to find out. I am the one, the only, never duplicated Solano of Peru. Thank you so much, Vallivon, for having me on your channel. It really does mean a lot. Thank you for thinking of me. It's an honor. And to the Perfume Mafia, thank you guys so much. From the S to the O fam. And today we are going to talk about tips about buying fragrances. So buying fragrances could get expensive if you go through retail. And I'm not saying don't buy from retail, but I'm also saying look at other options. For instance, you got the gray market. Now, the gray market doesn't necessarily mean like the black market. The gray market is a little bit more high-end, where you can find a lot of things from fragrances to car parts to Gucci bags to etc., etc. The list goes on. It's not, like I said, it's not the black market. You get more deals. There's always like a third-party seller. It would be a manager or someone that works there that gets it on the cheap that sells it. And to give you guys a good tip amount of where I buy fragrances, some that are not retail, and I'm gonna give you some that are retail if you don't trust the gray market. For instance, where I buy is where almost everybody buy fragrance in. They're really good, nice, decent. They're really nice, decent, okay. Okay, I say okay because the shipping is ass sometimes. And that's fragrance scent. They have good selection. They have some Creed. They have some Ball No. 9s. They have some Amouages. They have some designers. They have Sauvage. You name it. Most of it, they have it. That's one of the things I find. They're located in New York, but like I said, their shipping is iffy. Now, another company that I buy from is from fragrancebuy.ca. It's in Canada. They really have some exclusive stuff. Right now, that's the best one that I could think of that beats fragrance scent. They're in Canada, but if you want their shipping, you would have to order Monday. Every Monday, they do shipping. So if you order after Monday, you're going to have to wait a whole week to get yours because they only ship Monday. So go take that opportunity. They have a lot of hidden gems. They have rare gems. Mostly anything you could think of. They have some Nichonnés at a good, decent prices. They have some Creeds. They have some Amouage, some Baccarat, some Mason Francis Kurkdjian. The list goes on that they have Cancer Barcelona. They have so many lists that fragrances that you could think of. Now, that's two, and then you got Fragrance Sex. Then you have Max Aroma is also a good one. I bought them, but they have some fire sells because sometimes they will sell them for like 20 minutes, half an hour, 4 hours, and they would be on a good, decent price. So check Max Aroma out because they be having some fire sells too. Then another one, if you don't want to try, you could go with Lucky Scent in New York, and you could check them out if you're in the New York area. Then you have a lot of other stores in New York. For instance, you have Bloomingdale's 59th Street, where you can meet up my friend Chris George. Tell him I sent you. Then you have Oswald again in New York, where you have all the beautiful ladies that work there, from Olia to Josie and some other more people. Then you have Bergendorf, and right next to it, then you have Saks at 59, where you can meet my friend Steven that works in the Killian area. Check him out. Go tell him I send you as well. Then you have so many other great stores out there. And then if you're in the Pennsylvania, Philadelphia area, you could go meet my friend Near Guy, where he also has a lot of fragrances right there that you could smell. And you could try it out, and he will give you a nice little detour of what he has to offer. And also, if you are far away and you can't get to them, they will... Near Guy does a lot of shipping. You could get some samples before you buy, and I always think you should try before you buy. Don't try to use your credit card either, because you could go in debt, and you know, with the credit cards, you always say, I'm gonna pay them back, and then something else comes, and then you forget about your credit card. The fragrance will always be there. What else? Then you have Crystal Fragrances, your perfumes. You can find them on Instagram, and you can find all three of them on Instagram. My friend Chris George, you can find them on Instagram. Oswald, you can find them on Instagram. What else? So you can find a lot of things on Instagram and a lot of things. But like I said, when it comes to buying fragrances tips, you don't always have to go the retail route. You could always go the gray market site. Then I guess you could go that, or you could find somebody that like is a third-party seller in the Facebook groups. The list goes on of what you could buy and save yourself some money. You have to be balling on a budget, because trust me, most of this collection I got wasn't all retail. Yeah, some of it was and some of it wasn't. The majority of us was on the gray market side through third-party sellers, on Facebook groups, all of that. You could save yourself $1. And that's what I recommend to you from buying from the gray market, third-party sellers. If you don't like it, you could get some samples also and test them out for yourself. Try before you buy. It might sound cheesy, but that is the best way. You also get a bang for your buck instead of blind buying. I don't recommend blind buying, so go with that. And that's pretty much what I have to offer. I do have a video in depth in my channel. I'm sure Vallivon will put it there, but you should just go check out my channel in detail. Any more questions, just hit me up, and I will be gladly to answer your questions. Because right here in this game, we're here to help each other. It's a community, and we all have to grow together, and we all have to help each other. Positive vibes only. So I wish you guys a happy new year and many blessings to come. And if you have any questions, just hit me up on Instagram, and I'll be glad to help you guys and give you the best of my knowledge. Peace. I am out of here. Like I said, happy new year to you guys, and remember, wear what you want, buy what you want, and I will definitely see you next time. And if I don't, it's because you're not subscribed. Remember, just because it's niche doesn't mean it's always good, and just because it's designer doesn't mean it's always bad. Peace. I am out of here. Love you guys, and thank you again, Vallivon, for having me in your video. It means a lot.